And we're back. Welcome back to the Boys Experience. Whatever episode it is. I got Dakota with me today. How's it going, bud? It's been a minute. 3 weeks precisely. Alright. It was fun talking to you. But anyway, yeah, it's been about 3 weeks since we've made an episode. Since then, a lot happened. A war literally happened since we recorded our last episode. Witch Queen came out from
Bro,
Bungie.
fucking shit keeps happening to my microphone.
Oh, did it happen again?
Yeah, I was speaking, and I was like, oh, it's not working. Welcome to Scuffed episode 22, I think it is. What?
Are we episode 22? God damn.
I believe so.
But yeah, we've had a lot of shit happen between the time of us recording this episode and the last episode. We had Putin start a war with Ukraine. We had Bungie release Witch Queen. 10 out of 10 DLC. We'll get into that a little bit. You know, we couple of us started new jobs.
I lied, actually. It's 23. I just looked.
23? Would you look at that? I got hacked in between the time of us recording the last podcast episode.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably the the actual most interesting thing that's happened.
Yeah, and I lost everything. And that's pretty much why we've had to take the break that we've had to take. Because I had to literally remake everything from the ground up. From the podcast to my channel. And I've also kind of rethought about how I make content nowadays. And how it needs to change. And same with the podcast. How I want to change some stuff with the podcast. I want to keep it, okay, I want to keep the podcast content the same, but the behind the scenes I want to change up a little bit. And I'll talk about it a little bit more in the episode, but first I think we should, you know, how's it going, Dakota? You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute.
You know, it's going okay. I did get accepted into my master's program I applied for.
Ooh.
So that'll start in the fall. I'll also graduate this April with my bachelor's degree. So that's my life currently.
Yeah, I don't have as much entertaining stuff as you. You know, I was supposed to start a job.
I don't even know if I call that entertaining.
And after my second interview, or after my first interview, they never called me back. So, there's that. Buddy. Still searching for a new job. But yeah, other than that, I've been pretty peaceful other than when I got hacked. But I want to get in that a little bit later because it's a bit of a story that happened during the Witch Queen raid race. Which I guess we could start off talking about Witch Queen. Right before, the week before. Was it the week before or week after? It was the week after, sorry. The week after the last podcast episode got released, Witch Queen, a DLC that Bungie has been working on for Destiny 2, was released. Most likely my favorite DLC Bungie has ever released for Destiny 2. I've put in over 200 hours into Witch Queen already. Probably another 100 into making content for Witch Queen. And I've been having a lot of fun with it. I've been playing it, enjoying it. We played the Legend campaign, me, Dakota, and Kyle together. Was super fun. All that will be on my channel. Is on my channel, actually. Not will be. It is on my channel. If you want to know what that channel is, the links are in the description below. Of our playthrough and our reactions, whatnot. and we also did the raid day 1. We didn't complete it. We did do it. We did attempt, I should say, not did it. Just we did
We
attempt.
did half of it.
We got close. Or I got close with
I am
Noma.
confident that if we beat the caretaker encounter, we could have gotten to the final boss.
Yeah.
We just might not have beat the final boss.
I did get to the final boss. When with 2 hours left of contest, everybody gave up hopes on me and Noma.
Also, real quick, just want to mention, went back, did the raid to completion a few days ago in not contest mode, and the amount of easier it is when
The amount of
in
easier.
comparison. Yes, exactly. The amount of easier it is in comparison to contest mode is like, it's like a different
Raid.
game.
Yeah.
Like it's not at all the same.
But I love
I was
it.
in there one-shotting the ads. Fucking, we melted through the caretaker encounter. Like before we even got to the third fucking circle to damage him, he was already phasing out of the fucking arena. Like,
I love it, honestly. It's probably
I mean, yeah.
the contest
that
was super
There's
fun.
different, you know, parts to it.
I think that from now on, like, I'm doing contests. No shot I'm missing a contest day 1. That's too fun to not do. I mean, it's competitive, sure. We get a group of, like, actual friends together and do that day 1. Like, me, you, Noma, Kyle, not your kind if he's down, and then get, like, an actual other friend.
Mm-hmm.
That would be, like... Yeah, that would be super fun if we could do so. But
By the way, on the topic of Kyle, when Danny mentioned people started new jobs earlier, Kyle started a new job, and it's actually a big boy job.
yes,
Where he works normal work hours
yeah, he
throughout the week. So
is a CNC boy.
yeah, he has much less time than he previously had. That is for sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it. He has a little bit less time. He still gets on and stuff. I just don't think it aligns with when me and you get on. Because
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he'll never come back or something. 'Cause
Oh,
he still
yeah,
has
no,
weekends
he'll-
and stuff also. I'm just saying it's going to be significantly less than
Oh, yeah.
before.
well, that's what's gonna happen, honestly, over the years when everybody starts actually, you know, getting in their real jobs and shit after college, except me.
Hint, hint, unless the podcast explodes and we're millionaires.
That is, as you could tell, something Dakota would like to have happen.
Bro, tell me that you wouldn't.
I mean, yeah, it'd be cool. I think it's just different for me because I've seen so many other people around me blow up, and then it doesn't happen for me, that I just don't care anymore. Like, if I was to blow up, cool. I wouldn't have to go out and search for a job.
I don't care. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I wouldn't have to.
Happen.
It would be nice because then I wouldn't get declined. I wouldn't have to worry about getting declined a job after 2 interviews and me giving a hand job. Like, that's what it feels like I'm at right now.
The fucking base, actually.
Like,
Such a pussy.
I've been talking to Dakota about this. I've literally been searching for a job for like the past month and a half. I've applied to like over 100 different places. At this point, if someone called me, I would not know who the fuck it would be. Like, they'd be like, "Hi, this is we want to bring you in for an interview," or they'd be like, "You applied for this job. We want to bring you in for an interview." I'd be like, "Yeah, where?" Like, if you didn't mention where, because they're always gonna mention where, but if they didn't, I'd be screwed. I'd be like, "Hey, man, I've applied to like 500 different places at this point." But no, I think the contest mode is super fun for Witch Queen. With a Witch Queen raid race, and I think we should do it as a tradition of our friends group. Next time, it'd be kind of fun to not get tired. and for all of us to have to work the next day, or most of us to have to work the next day. I think that would be a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, but also it's like a weird thing because two of the people we were doing it with were literally it got 9 p.m. here and they were in fucking Europe, so for them it was like 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit, you know, a little bit weird.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we need to set some time aside. Like, we all need to like be like, okay, I'm gonna take these 3 days off, the day before, the day of, and the day after, and just fucking ride it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, get good sleep up until the raid launches. Get on and do it. Because we're probably not gonna have another moment in time where the raid race goes over for 2 days. That's never happened.
Yeah, probably not. But
And
at the same time, like,
I know either way, I'm gonna be participating in contest mode raids after this. No matter who's on my team and who's not. Cause I had way too much fun doing that. I'll even take days off. And the boss is gonna be like, "Whoa, what'd you take a couple days off for?" And be like, "Oh yeah, I'm getting surgery." And be like, "Did you have this surgery last year on this time?" Yeah.
no. I'm getting my other appendix taken out.
I'm getting half of the other half of my heart taken out. Oh. Yeah, I don't know if you want to add anything other onto Witch Queen. I love the DLC. Fun DLC, 10 out of 10.
No, I mean, I like what it brought in terms of actual, like, campaign story.
Zone A lost.
Yeah. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention to you is that in the TWAB this week, they announced that they are going to be removing legendary materials that you have to get for weapon crafting. And it's just going to be neutral elements and ascendant alloys. Because, really? Yeah, because it is stock hoarding those materials are tending to be annoying. Even neutral element, like, I wish they would just uncap it, but...
Yeah, it takes, like, just to make a base weapon without, like, putting things you want on it to level up the weapon is, like, what, like a few thousand neutral element?
Yeah.
So, like,
well, they're gonna... So the cap of
200
neutral elements is gonna go from 8,500 to 10,000. Starting Tuesday, I think, the legendary materials are gonna go up to 1,000 cap, and then next season they're just gonna remove it altogether. Because they, like I said, that's just too much, like, shit that you have to memorize. Because at first, how they had it set up, I guess, before Witch Queen, like, I guess, like, a couple of months before Witch Queen, was that the materials... There was, so say you wanted Kill Clip. Kill Clip had its own specific legendary material that you had to go get, which turned out to be just way too much. So, like 2 months before Witch Queen, they cut that idea and just made it 4 different materials that you had to go grab for certain groups of perks. And they said even that is just seeming to be like too much. So now they're just wanting to take that and put it into its own... its own, they're just wanting to make it neutral element, which I'm totally down with. I honestly think you just make it neutral element in Ascendant Alloys, and make Ascendant Alloys capped at 10 and neutral element uncapped. Up until, actually, make it 10, make it... Because you can get... It depends, because if you keep it at 300, then, yeah, make it like 20,000 cap instead of 10k. I want to be able to save up my neutral element for when I want to craft weapons.
Yeah, and here's the thing about that. also though is that after you craft a weapon and then you put whatever you want to on it, like you get it to level, like you pretty much don't ever need to touch it again because you already put what you wanted on there. Like you made your own god roll of that weapon. So
I also have one thing to mention to Bungie. If I hit level 50 on a gun, okay? Make it have a yellow border for the love of God, please. My OCD, when I have a gun that you can level and you can't make it a yellow border, is it's so annoying. So, please, Bungie, can we consider, like, at level 50 at a gun, yeah, that gun can be considered a yellow bordered weapon? Because that would make my OCD feel better. And it would also convince me to grind for a higher level in weapon crafting.
why do you care about the
My
yellow border on
dude,
your
I
gun?
look at it, and if I see something that doesn't have a yellow border, and it should have a yellow border, it bothers me. Especially on a legendary weapon. The yellow border's cool, okay? And I want it on all
Okay.
my legendary weapons.
Well, that seems slightly excessive, but
Maybe, but you know what? My brain doesn't seem so. It does not seem to agree, so.
you know what is excessive? Fucking
Banner.
having all of the upgraded perks stop at like level 16 on all the guns, but you can rank your gun up to fucking like infinite level. Like,
I'm okay with that.
sure, but like, what's the point?
Your
Bragging
heart
Like, you
will
should
be
get
tested.
something.
That's
at
like
least.
that's like the people that have 30k kills on a sweet business. That's that's like it's the same thing. It's like, hey, y'all did this, but my gun's level 200. So fuck you. This is my favorite gun, and I can prove it. That's like if you roll up with a sweet business, Dakota, into like a raid team, and they're like, "Why are you using sweet business?" and they see you have 40k kills with it, they're gonna be like, "Okay, I'll let him pass." 40k kills, the dude probably knows something that I don't about sweet business. That's what I like about kill trackers and stuff. It gives you a reputation for your weapon. Almost. Like, it gives you, like, hey, I'm good with this thing. Like, my
Take down
favorite...
Crota with my sweet business alone.
Goodness lord. He's gonna come in with a fucking... He's gonna come in King's Fall on day one with a fucking sweet business.
The hunt is
You see the thing that Destiny put out? I saw it on their Facebook page, I think, for my 1 minute a day of Facebook, where it was like 2 truths, 2 lies, earlier.
No, I did not. What was...
Oh, here, I'll say. It said 2 lies and 2 truths. Savathun's game continues.
another hunt.
And then it said, Mercury, Io, and Titan are in my care. The Witness returned Mars to the solar system. The power to move worlds will soon be yours, and the Taken King will rise again. And then it said, what is the true and what is the false? So 2 of those things are true, 2 of them are false up here.
Read all 4 again?
It says, Mercury, Io, and Titan are in my care. It's coming from, like, the perspective of Savathun.
Okay, that's a false, because that's in the Witness's care.
The Witness returned Mars to your solar system.
That's technically a truth?
The power to move worlds will soon be yours. And the Taken King will rise again.
So one of those 2 are going to be the false, and I'm pretty sure it's the power to move worlds. There's no fucking way.
Well, I saw someone like said something, and they were like, the truths are 1 and 3 because like something. Man. Oh yeah, it says 1 and 3 because that was most likely what she was doing during the interference season. And then we will be able to bring back those worlds after killing whatever disciples that are on the pyramid ships for those worlds.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, I thought they were going to bring back raid layers, right? And then I was telling you about this. It'd be a really cool idea if they brought back raid layers and made it to where, like, if you kill like a boss from that raid layer, it revealed something that it's hidden. Like the Vow of Disciple raid, the Rolk was holding the worm god. I forgot her name, but she was the mom of the worm gods. And so he housed that, and that was his big thing. And I would love for Titan to come back. It's one of my favorite planets, and I wanted a raid on Titan. I spoke of this, like, back when Destiny 2 came out. Do you know how cool it would be to be fighting under the ocean or in the ocean? Like, that'd be super sick. I don't know if you remember Titan, Dakota, but it was basically Camino, but Destiny. And I loved the atmosphere of Titan. Like, it was my favorite planet they had ever made. It was the one thing that they made that I was like, awesome.
I don't really care about the planets that they have or don't have, if I'm honest, but
I also want them to bring out another secret mission. Give me another secret mission, Bungie. That would be really cool. I would love to go into a secret mission and do it. I was here when the Whisper one was here. I was not here when Outbreak came to be. So, I would love to be able to be here for another secret mission. And it seems like those have kind of slowed over my years of playing Destiny. So
there is a secret mission, and it's still a secret. No one found it.
Okay. Not like that. I mean, you could be right, but I don't think there is. Whenever Bungie has implemented a secret mission, we've usually found it within the first month. I don't think we've ever had a secret mission that's been out for a super duper long time, because there's only been 2. There's only been Outbreak and Whisper, as far as I remember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm correct on that. It's Outbreak and Whisper, and that's the only ones. I really would love to see another situation where we have one of those secret missions. Other than that, like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes I'm asking too much from Bungie, but nowadays I don't, because they have Sony money, which is another thing we could bring up. Sony bought Bungie outright. Sony has discussed their very big interest less in the gaming side. It's more in making TV shows for Destiny and movies, which I'm totally down with. I'm A-okay with Bungie just getting Sony money to make the games in story, and then Sony takes that story and then they just put it on a TV show.
You have to actually make the TV show good, not terrible.
I mean, I'm optimistic. I love the story to Destiny. It's a really good story. It's got a lot of plot twists in it, and I think overall it would be fun for most people to watch. And it would also, another thing a TV show can do is it could put a game into mainstream, or it could put this game into mainstream specifically. This game has tried to go in mainstream quite a few times, and it's failed to do so because the DLCs that they promote for it to go into mainstream, it doesn't work. I think Destiny 2 is quietly mainstream already. It's one of the top played games on Steam. And it being sort of free to play helps. I
like that you said sort of.
Well, I don't consider this free to play. I know Bungie, you can press play. You can install the game and press play. And play a couple of missions. You could do some stuff. But other than that, it's not really free to play. Right? And I get it. You really can't make this game free to play yet. Like, you really couldn't. I don't think Bungie, up until now, didn't have the resources to make the game fully free to play and just live off of cosmetics like Fortnite did. You know what I mean? Bungie doesn't plan to implement a battle royale for Destiny to make it go into the mainstream. Which apparently every big streamer won't play a game now unless it's a battle royale.
Hey yo, battle royales would be they'd be kicking it, bro.
Yeah, but then I hate that stereotype. It's why I think I lost a lot of my love for Fortnite, because Fortnite and PUBG. Fortnite made it okay for there to be free-to-play games, or free-to-play battle royales, and then PUBG made battle royales good. And
you were either a PUBG player or a Fortnite player.
I was
when
both.
They first came out, bro.
I played both.
Wrong.
I hated PUBG at the end of its life cycle,
You're being
and I hated Fortnite
let your guard
after
down.
season 3.
Stop playing PUBG when Warzone came.
Huh? Yeah, I mean,
It's just a more polished PUBG. Given it had some.
to say Warzone is polished is a little bit of an overstatement.
Yeah, I mean it is. It's just
You're a guardian. What's to
got hackers
dust
now
off
and stuff.
fight again.
I think that I like PUBG's realism more, clearly, but I
Well, yeah, I mean,
hate.
Call of Duty is not really realistic.
Yeah, I hate Call of Duty for the hackers and the balancing issues. PUBG had some balancing issues, but I don't think it was anywhere near as bad as Call of Duty's is. And Call of Duty's always had a problem with balancing shit. They've never been able to balance something correctly. But, like, when it comes to Warzone, and they've talked about it. They had a whole stream, by the way, between the time me and you have spoken, about them talking about how they didn't expect Warzone to become the mainstream battle royale. Which part of me believes, part of me doesn't, right? Because Call of Duty is such a big game, you had to consider the idea that your game was going to become mainstream. No?
Well, I don't think they never thought it was going to be mainstream.
Well, that's what you really don't think that, like, if you're a Call of Duty executive, right? Or a dev, are you really going to sit there and say, hey, Call of Duty, one of the massive titles in gaming history, makes a battle royale. It's not going to be mainstream. Or if this idea doesn't come in your head, what if this becomes mainstream? What if this is mainstream? After seeing what happened with Fortnite and PUBG, and then Call of Duty's like, hey, here I am. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't, I don't know, maybe I'm the one that's fucking tripping on that, but I feel as if that is kind of ridiculous to not think Call of Duty making a battle royale and then it's just not gonna go mainstream. Because people love Call of Duty, they just hated the arcade multiplayer shooter type style. And everybody loved Fortnite because it was like this cartoony styled game that had these insane events. Which, by the way, I would love
building mansions.
I would love for Call of Duty to kind of take on that idea of building like really good, cool events. Because the events are cool, right? That Call of Duty has, but they're not as cool as the Fortnite ones.
The Fortnite events. If I give Fortnite something, it'll be that they do have cool events, and that's pretty much it.
Brother, those
I've
events
never
that
enjoyed
Fortnite has are fucking off the rails. That shit is crazy.
Yeah, bro. Like Travis Scott, when that happened,
He had
everyone
a
was like,
couple
"Travis,
events.
bro," and then he went and killed some people at a concert.
We've picked up a high gain transmission.
He had a couple popular events.
Somewhere along the coast, near the coast.
Not exactly. One was not exactly a good popular event, but he did have an event. But I think that where Warzone could improve is, like I said, they need to make a whole separate game for Warzone instead of it being attached to Modern Warfare, which they are, which I'm excited about. Xbox, from last time we talked on the podcast, actually we did talk about Microsoft acquiring Blizzard. I do remember that. What we did, what we didn't talk about is how Xbox plans to change the atmosphere of the offices at Activision. Now, I kind of took that as, like, you know, they're going to make it a little bit more comfortable for the dev teams when it comes to, like, crunch times and whatnot. Because that seems to be a big topic right now. When it comes to...
Yeah, and also sexual assault.
Yeah, well, is a part of the, you know... that's a part of them changing how the offices at Activision Blizzard are. And I believe Xbox. I know that there's... my voice... That there's people that are gonna sit there and tell me, you know, it's Xbox. I personally think Xbox has come out with some pretty cool games, and that I think that Xbox, if I trust, I trust Sony and Microsoft to make a good game before I trust somebody like, I don't know, like Riot to make a good game. You know what I mean? Like a solo company. Solo companies used to be cool in 2015. Like, hey, your company was going solo. Good on you. It's better that way. And nowadays, I look at it and I'm like, yeah, going solo as a company is just not a fucking good idea, man. Because look at how these companies turn out. Like, it's fucking terrible. I've seen some shit.
What company exactly are we talking about?
I mean... Activision Blizzard, when they went solo. Look at that shit. And Bungie was a shit show.
Activision Blizzard inherently is not solo because it's Blizzard and Activision.
Okay, Activision bought Blizzard. So technically it was just Activision, but they named it Activision Blizzard. That's how that worked out. But I'm meaning, like, if you look at it, right? And you look at how splitting into solo companies has worked. It has worked for one company and one company only. And that is Rockstar. Or 2K. Like, 2K is the only company I could say is like, yeah, they're good. And I'm pretty sure there's a solo company. They're not signed with Sony, right? I think they're signed with Sony for exclusive deals, but... They might, I think, I don't know. I just know that 2K, or Rockstar specifically, I don't remember a shit game that they've had. However, their remaster of GTA was pretty shit. So, however, they did reimburse everybody from that with, whoever bought that, I'm pretty sure, so.
Did they?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
They fucking gave everybody their money back and were just like, hey, here you go. So that was a good guy Rockstar move for that one, but they still made it pretty fucking shitty on release. But that's besides the point, right? Like, their actual official game releases are pretty good. I mean, GTA 5's release was shit, but like the game itself nowadays, or even back in the day, was so fun. Like, as a kid when I first started playing GTA, like, if you would have never told me about that shit, like, launch-wise, I'd have been like, oh, yeah, you know, they meant for the multiplayer to not be ready on launch, you know? Or meant for it to not release on launch. And it was a perfect game, perfect story and stuff. Bro, my fucking voice is going. Oh my god. Dakota, talk more. My fucking voice is...
Yeah?
Dude, my voice has cracked a couple times.
Bro.
And probably because I'm busting for shit.
Busting for a shit?
Yeah. I was thinking about leaving you here to talk about random stuff by yourself.
I have ever heard of such a thing in my entire life.
Listen,
Destined for a shit.
you know exactly what it means. It means your boy is about to take a nice poopy in the panties, bro.
I mean, I know what it means. I've never heard anyone say that in
Brother.
my life. I'm sure no one else has either.
I was thinking about leaving you with the podcast for like a few minutes and just be like, let me tell you about this. Let me tell you about my Pokemon game that I've been playing, or something like that. Or
Yes,
what
of course.
was it? War of Plains, War of Thunder, whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah, dude, War of Plains.
Dude,
That is a banger game.
I can't think right now, bro. My shit is going to be amazing when I go into the fucking bathroom here in a few minutes, because I'm going to leave you with the podcast inevitably.
Why don't you just pause it and go fucking poop?
I guess that's also valid. Anyway,
Aye,
to
Captain.
end turn into SpongeBob? Anyway,
To end off that topic, don't make your gaming studio solo, is what Danny says.
don't be EA.
Well, yeah, no one should be EA. EA's bad. So what do you think of Putin?
Bro, best segue I think I've ever heard for something. So what do you think of Putin? Honestly, I think he's a pretty shitty guy. Like, if I'm gonna be quite real with you. Bro, did you see, what Arnold, Schwarzenegger made a video telling the Russian people how bad their president is? And how
I
they should
sure
rise
did
up
not.
against him?
However, sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was basically Arnold talking about how the Russian people should just fucking be strong and go against their president. Protest.
Yeah. Bro. See, bro, have you seen all the stuff that's going on? Putin has like a law they've got over there that's in effect right now where if you protest anything, you get instantly arrested.
Well, yeah. Dude, I literally saw a fucking thing where a video of Putin talking about the protest are. He compared the protesting to the Holocaust. Like,
Interesting.
that in itself should tell you who Putin is. Like, it's just.
I haven't seen that.
Dude,
But
you
know
got to
something,
see.
that I did see is I saw Putin say something in like an interview where it was like, I believe that in this time true Russians will rise up to the top
The foe
and
will continue to call
and
the walls of our city to
take
be
over
broken down.
control from the fake Russians. He's calling the people that are like protesting fake Russians and stuff. He said, and give them like harsh penalties and stuff like that. So everyone's thinking that he's
As being a Russian, you aren't getting penalized right now.
yeah, and everyone is thinking that he's like trying to gear people up, like with what he's saying to like all of the people that were arrested for protesting and shit are gonna get like beaten, like publicly fucking assaulted and shit like that.
Like, it goes to show you, like, brother, I one thing that I don't understand is how Russians have lived like this for forever. Don't get me wrong. I think, well, I actually wouldn't know, but I do think Putin is definitely better than like Stalin. But like, dude,
I mean, probably.
I'm not
I don't
entirely
know.
sure because I don't know, but like I assume he's gotta be a tiny bit better. But at the same time, like, has it ever occurred to like the Russian people that they just want to control their own lives? Like, I don't know, bro. Like here in America,
sure it has.
if you had a situation like that, brother, the hillbillies would be on it the next day.
Well, the hillbillies would be fucking dead the next day also for being.
I don't know about that.
100%.
Do you
Oh,
realize
dude,
the
fuck?
artillery they're packing, bro?
Yeah, and they're gonna fucking die from 3 miles away. The Apache helicopter shooting the fucking missile at them that they can't even see.
Maybe. But listen, what I'm trying to say is, like, as a Russian, do you think there's actually a single Russian that's just like, yeah, that's my boy Putin? Like,
Yeah, my homeboy right there.
yeah, like, do you think
I mean,
there's
I'm
actually?
sure that there is. Yeah.
Because that's, like, insane.
I'm sure that there are Russians that are pro.
Dude, I watched a documentary recently because it popped up on my YouTube recommended from the Discovery Channel that they put on YouTube about Stalin and what happened during his like regime. And bro, that was rough. Like not just because of what Stalin was doing, but because his actual like the people around him were doing. Like that is terrible. In part, it scares me because Putin is like him, but he has up-to-date technology. Like Stalin was photoshopping people out of photos before it existed. Do you know this?
Sorry, what?
Do you ever think about how Stalin was photoshopping people out of photos before Photoshop existed?
No.
Brother, you gotta watch it. This documentary is fucking nuts. But yeah, it's like these dictators do the most insane things, and I mean, I guess there's a reason why they're dictators because they went insane and they feel like they own everything. But it's just crazy to me, like the people haven't been like, yeah, I'll see ya, and haven't like booked it to a foreign country. I wonder if like like foreign borders
Borders.
if UN borders opened up for Russian people, like Russian citizens, and like they were just like, hey, if you want to flee the country, come here as a refugee and we'll figure it out from there. Like how many would actually show up? You know what I mean? And how many would actually get to show up? Because, you know, obviously there's no way Putin's not going to prevent that shit. But, like, how many would want to show up?
So, kind of, well, I guess not kind of unrelated to that, but have you seen the stuff where, like, they made areas where it's supposed to be, like, peaceful, nothing's happening, so civilians can evacuate from Ukraine, but Russians are still fucking attacking the places that they're saying they're not attacking.
Oh, yeah.
And
I know
everyone's
this.
like, oh, really? Then who's attacking them, Russia?
Dude, Russia tried to blame Poland at one point or something like that. I swore I saw that somewhere.
Yeah, they blamed a bunch of stuff. And they, just recently, there's a theater in, I think it's Kiev. There's like a big theater that had a bunch of people like hiding inside of it. There's like 1,000 people in it.
Dude, they bombed it.
Yeah, they blew it up, and they're searching through it right now to like find people that were in there, and they're like, Russia's like, we only attack military targets. And
The theater
like,
was
"Oh."
military.
Yeah, everyone's like, where is the military target in this theater that was housing like 1,000 something people inside of it, Mr. Putin? And I saw it was the mayor of one of the towns in Kiev. Someone was interviewing them, and they're like, Putin said that they're only attacking military targets. What do you have to say to that? As they're like walking through the streets of this dude's town that he's the mayor of, and he just stops and he goes, bullshit. He's just like, sorry for saying bullshit or whatever, but he's like, look at this building, and it's like an apartment building that's like half blown up. He's like, well, where's the military target here?
Well, that's what I mean, bro. It is actually ridiculous. Like, and everybody knows it. But it's not like anybody else is helping Ukraine in a way that's gonna help. I feel bad for Ukraine because they literally just kind of like admitted that they're never gonna be able to get to join the UN, which is dumb.
Yeah, well, I mean, they can join the UN probably.
They literally, well, they admitted they were like, we've been trying for years. It's not gonna happen. Clearly.
They just apparently win for Ukraine. They just switched their power grid from the Russian power grid to the European like UN power grid. So they're no longer on the Russian power grid. Also, another thing that I saw is Russia has debt to other nations like every nation has, right? And they have to pay that debt in whatever currency the thing is. Like to us, they have to pay us in USD. And currently, every single bank and whatnot is frozen for Russia. Like, they can't pay things. So they're gonna default on all of their loans to other nations that they have, that they need to pay.
Wait, they're gonna do what?
They're gonna default their loan payments because they can't pay their loans because they don't have access to foreign currency because all of the banks have blocked Russia from using their bank.
I mean, it's deserved though.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying, like, that's another thing that I saw that's happened.
I still don't think that's enough.
I mean, sure, it's not. The entirety of NATO did say a little bit ago also that if a single bit of shrapnel crosses the Polish border into Poland, then Russia's gonna get fucking butt fucked.
They should be getting butt fucked no matter what. They're committing a literal war crime. The UN and the US are allowing them to do it. Like,
everyone right now is trying to not cause actual entire World War III and try and hopefully fix it without that.
Listen, if China invades Taiwan, there is no fixing this. I'm like, in my opinion, that's the break.
But the other thing with that is that, like, Ukraine keeps asking for a no-fly zone over Ukraine. But that's not going to happen because as soon as it happens, you have an American jet shoot down a Russian jet. Well, boom. We've now started actual entire World War III.
I mean, it's already started, though. It's just we're not involved military-wise. Like, in my opinion, we started... World War III was started by Russia here. Now China thinks Taiwan is theirs. And
China's always thought Taiwan is theirs.
Well, now they're like actually like, yeah, I'm going over there. and now on top of those two issues, we're putting sanctions on both these countries like out of this world. Like we're completely cutting them off.
Yeah,
like we've already started.
The Russian economy is entirely fucked.
Yeah, like we've already started it. It's just we're not saying it started because it's not military. It's not a military thing that has started all over the world yet. Which, in reality, Ukraine being the powerhouse for like gas that it is, don't know why we're not defending it in helping them. Considering, I don't really want Russia to have all that gas power. To be honest with you. Like, Ukraine has a ton of gas. They're like one of our main sources, if I'm not mistaken. Not that we should be feeding off of other countries for gas.
Entirely accurate.
Because, in my opinion, I don't know why we're not using our gas from our country.
Bro, it doesn't make sense, okay? We're in terms of countries that can make their own gas, we're like one of the higher ones. And we, like, don't.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we do, but we don't.
We don't burn our own gas, which makes no sense.
We have a bunch of reserve gas.
Reserve.
But, like, for what?
Right.
Like, why do we need reserve gas?
We don't is the answer to that question.
Yeah, I know. And they just signed a thing a little bit ago where they're releasing like 10 million reserve oil barrels to try and make more gas, so it's not as like the gas prices aren't as bad.
Ah, that'll do it. We're saved now. 10 million.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be helpful, I'm sure.
Yeah, but 10 million, really? Like, that's not gonna solve are we 300 million or 400 million people in America?
But so are the
I don't know. It's too many people.
I don't know.
Uh,
I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Probably
We have
closer to
400 million.
300
It's, let's just say half of that population
America
owns a car.
population 332 million
But
is what it says on Google.
you say half of that owns a fucking car. 150 million. Let's just go with that. 10 million barrels, okay? That'll last the population a fucking week of $1 lowered gas prices, because you know the gas companies aren't gonna lower the price.
Yeah,
for
that's
the
another
fucking
thing. Anyone listening to this that is blaming anyone other than the gas companies for more than 85% of the gas prices, you're wrong, bro.
No, I blame our government for at least 60%, because we could dig into our reserves.
Yeah, but that's literally just giving the oil gas companies a reason to be like, oh, now we can lower our prices, when that's not actually true. They could lower the prices now. They just want more money, and they have a reason that they view as like a usable reason to have higher gas prices.
Yeah, but they're not gonna give a fuck about. They're gonna want money out of it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And-
It's their fault that the gas is so high in price.
Well, that's the thing. You'll never get it down. You'll never, unless the government comes up with a bill, which again it
Yeah,
falls
that's
back on the
another thing.
government
Government
to
should
start
regulate
regulating stuff.
But
Well, that's
we're
not the
never
only
gonna
thing
get
they
to
should
that.
regulate. They should
I
They should
know,
be.
Danny, I know, but it's never gonna happen.
Well, exactly.
Because all the rich people have all the say in what happens, and they want more money.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I blame it fully on the government, because if we really wanted it to, we could regulate not only gas, but we could regulate medicines and stuff like that. Because it's not like other countries don't.
We're the only first world country that doesn't regulate medicine.
Yeah. And that's why medicine prices are so expensive here, which is really annoying.
Like, literally, however long ago it was, I don't remember, like a few years ago, I think, or whatever, the price of insulin for, like, 1 month went up, like, $800 because they just raised the price.
Yeah, they
because
just felt like
wanted
it.
to.
Which is
You can't
ridiculous.
do that in other countries. That's
No.
why in Canada you can get a month's supply of insulin for, like, $30 or some shit.
By the way, we're not saying that other countries don't have their own issues, because they fucking do, but like the United
they do,
States
but
has
they're not-
fixable issues right now.
They're not as glaringly bad as trying to live your life with $800 a month fucking
Right.
insulin bills. Otherwise, you die. Like,
The
at least
issues we
other
have,
countries give you
it's
that.
fucking ridiculous. In a way that it shouldn't be ridiculous. So,
The thing I get, like, all the people are like, yeah, but you'll never catch me in Canada. I got too many guns. I'm never gonna give up my gun. Bro, I'd much rather live than have a gun. Like,
I don't know, I'm not against having a gun, because I've had multiple guns over the course of my life.
Manny, where did I say I was against having a gun? I'm just saying, if I'm to choose, I'm going to choose more affordable healthcare than having a gun.
I don't know. Yeah, that's
Bro,
it's
you
a choice.
cannot- Yeah, and
But-
it would be a really dumb choice to pick a gun.
Why? What makes it dumb?
What the fuck is a gun gonna do for you when you have heart failure and you need some fucking surgery or you need insulin? or you need.
And I agree on
fucking
that, but like,
toenail surgery.
what I'm saying
for
is,
an
if you
infected
have,
toenail.
that's the reason why I live in America, right? I mean, I was born here, but like, if I'm moving to America, it's because I could do whatever the fuck I want to, for the most part. Like, obviously, besides the damn near obvious shit, like, there's a reason why guns were built into the Constitution.
Now listen here, Danny. Okay, the Constitution was made with guns that were the same for civilians and the government. That's no longer a thing. It really doesn't make sense. In the Constitution, it says you have guns to defend against a tyrannical government. Danny, I got news for you. If the government is tyrannical in America, we're not doing shit with the guns we have. We are getting shit stomped, buddy. What's your AR-15 doing to an Abrams tank?
Well, I mean, you could argue the same for fucking Ukraine. They're triple. They're triple.
Nation.
Well, no, they're triple outnumbered to Russia, but and arguably they don't have the same amount of shit as Russia, but they're kicking Russia's ass.
Listen,
with just a
Russia,
couple of guns.
Again, never. We've already gone over this before. Not on the podcast, but I mean, we spoke about this before. Russia always and forever will be severely underprepared for everything. They have fucking weapons and machinery from 1972 that they're trying to run into Ukraine right now. Okay, they're running out of gas in their convoys. They're getting stranded in the middle of Ukraine and abandoning their tanks. That's why they're getting shit on. They're just getting shit on because they're throwing old shit and a bunch of numbers at Ukraine. If they had fucking the U.S. military shit, this would have been done already. They would have captured everything by now.
Okay, what I'm saying is, because as much as I would love to say U.S. people or people from the U.S. are dumb, coming from a person that lives in the U.S., there is some people that would be pretty smart, and some people from the U.S. military that would base-wise, that would gladly turn against the government in a coup.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. But
with the U.S. government's own shit.
I'm sure there'd be quite a few. But again, back to the point at hand, your AR-15 does nothing in that situation. Only thing that would help there is if the people in the military use the military equipment against the government.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're gonna have a couple of those people, but even then, you still have it's about still having a chance rather than no chance. There's a chance if you have a gun. There's no chance if you don't have one.
Sure. I guess you have a chance of ricocheting a bullet at yourself off of an Abrams.
That's not even... Okay. You see, this is where... would you rather have a chance at something or no chance at all?
That depends on the thing. I'm just looking at this at purely a fucking, like, I know for a fact, regardless of if you have a gun or not, and you're staring at a tank, you will die.
Right.
There's no chance either way.
Yes, that is correct. But to say the civilian, to say that you can't build a bomb out of fucking paper clips and paper now?
That's what I'm saying, Danny. It would literally be more effective to build a fucking homemade pipe bomb than use a gun against a tank.
Against a tank, not against an army. Not against squadrons.
I would say that if you threw a homemade bomb in between...
Yeah, you better pray...
people,
if they're fucking not gonna run away from it.
And either way, that's assuming that we're having an on-the-ground war with actual people.
Well, that's what...
using all this shit.
This is what I'm saying. You have an on-the-ground war, and even... Let's just say we're having an armored battle, okay? people are still going to want that security of a gun. That they're, in case those people get out of those set of armored vehicles and start shooting. You fucking use a bomb, you blow up that tank, right? And you make it immobilized. Then they're gonna get out and shoot you if you don't have a gun. What the fuck's...
Again. No, well, I mean, even if the tank's immobilized, it still has guns on it.
Okay.
Unless you deactivate the guns.
But to say they can't get out and just blast you, and you could just walk up to it with a gun, if you have a gun after it's immobilized, your chances of have increased
in the
by having a gun.
scenario that you are proposing, yes. In the scenario that would be more likely, which would be just total domination of average civilians if they wanted to take over, I'd say no. Again, not saying that you shouldn't have a gun. I'm just saying it's literally pointless the way that it's written into the Constitution in the day and age that we are in right now.
Right, it definitely needs an update.
Yeah,
right. There's two things. There is two things that have not changed in our society that need to: how the Constitution is written, and how schools are worked. Because because if you look at everything else, like a picture from the 1900s, and compare it to now, it's changed, but a school classroom. Like, and the Constitution, obviously. Like, those are two things that have not changed. If you looked at a picture from the 1900s coming from now, like, it needs to change.
I mean, probably accurate.
Like, there's a reason why our school systems are so fucking shit right now in the U.S.
If you ever took a, if you ever took a field trip to one of those old schoolhouses.
Yeah. You feel like you're just back in Mrs. Wilson's classroom.
Yeah, the only difference is it's one room and it's made out of wood. And it looks like a little shack.
And they use chalkboards.
Some schools still use chalkboards.
Yeah, some schools still use the fucking chalk. It's like, brother, what is the point?
Bro, I go to college at a university that has a gajillion dollars and can make a bunch of new buildings and update their buildings and shit, and they have chalkboards. Fucking, they don't even have whiteboards. Those motherfuckers use chalkboards.
It's like you see, I hate talking about politics because I fucking get riled up. But this is why I want Bernie as my president. Motherfucker.
Yo, I just saw Bernie post a Facebook status that was talking about Starbucks needing a union. You go, buddy.
Yeah. I don't think that's his best idea, but you know, why not?
He was like, that motherfucker is apparently they're changing the CEO of Starbucks back to the CEO of Starbucks that used to be the CEO of Starbucks.
Okay.
I don't know. But he's like, he's worth $4 billion or something, and he's coming back to be the CEO of Starbucks. And he, just from the announcement of him coming back to be the CEO of Starbucks, he made an estimated like $165 million. And he was like, it would take the average worker at a Starbucks 465,000 years to make that much money working at Starbucks. And he was like, Starbucks needs a union.
I mean, I don't know if that's the reason I'd want a union, but sure. I agree with that.
I mean, you wouldn't want a union to get
that's
better
what I'm
pay?
saying. I don't know if that's the exact reason I would use to get a union or to like for a union, but yeah. You know, definitely want a union. And I want a union for everything, but
I mean, it's
apparently nowadays unions are if you want a union, these companies will tell you you're a fucking terrorist. So.
True.
But his fucking before we, the reason why I brought up Bernie is because I loved Bernie's idea on fucking. I can't remember. Fuck. I don't know. I just Bernie for president, please. Fucking.
Now he's too old. Can we have someone younger be president and then Bernie just controls him like a puppet?
God forbid you give someone from our age presidency. We're gonna be fucking listening. How do you address Putin right now in this day and age? Putin is not very poggers.
Bro, put me up there right now. I swear on God, I will fucking... I bet I could win, honestly.
I don't think I can. I can't fucking...
Give me the amount of money that these people have, like, in their platforms to run, and, like, make me, like, take the required
not
age
even
of
that.
being the
It's big.
president.
You're going against pharma. Pharma is the main issue in
That's what I'm
presidency.
saying. Give me as much money as they have when they cave into these fucking people, and I'll run in that bitch, bro. Watch me fucking get in that shit. I'll be like, I'm changing everything, bro. We're getting everything done. I'm gonna be like, I don't give a fuck if these people don't agree with me. I'm gonna be throwing out fucking fuck, what are they called?
Well, in that case, you have to, like I said, you would have to change the whole government system. Like, you would have to have every single congressman and woman resign because there's not, let's be honest, there's not a single one of those motherfuckers that are not bought out by a certain pharma company or a certain big company.
There's a couple.
No.
Bernie's one.
Yeah, well, that's because, and they literally call him a commie in every commercial because that's...
Alexandria Ocasio fucking Cortez, however you say her name,
Yeah, I
also
don't know
is
that one. I haven't
entirely.
I haven't
She's
listened to any of
entirely
their stuff.
backed by. She's basically young Bernie and a woman. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I haven't even, like, listened to any
she's
of
only
the
backed
conversation.
by.
I just feel safe
by
with
people
Bernie
that
because I
support her.
know that, like, Bernie is the one that I've listened to
something.
that makes the most sense. But even then, Bernie couldn't implement shit that he would want to because there's too many congressmen and women that are bought out by pharma and what have you. It's
Yeah, or
fucking
just
ridiculous.
Are going against what would make them money.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So that's another thing, bro. I'm gonna be in that bitch. I'm gonna be like, listen, we got an age cap now, okay? We have an age minimum. Now we have an age cap, okay? If you're older than 60, get the fuck out of my Congress chamber. Like, why are you making decisions for the current generation? Your generation was 3 generations ago. Get the fuck out of Congress.
And I agree with that. You, in order to be a congressperson, the rules need to be more strict too.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Because
No more. If you're in Congress, the Senate, if you're the president, I don't give a fuck. If you're in the federal government at all, during your tenure period of time, like if you're the president, for that 4 years you're the president, you cannot access the stock market.
yes,
Same thing with Congress and Senate. For your 2 years Senate fucking time, you cannot use...
may I also add
the fucking,
that the stock market will now be taxed by 0.001%, and student debt will be canceled because
True, that would actually
you could
probably contribute
it
a
would
lot
pay
to the-
off of it would Bernie has talked about it and has provided like the actual math for it, and he said if you were to tax it by 0.001%, which is nothing, you would literally pay off student debt. And you would-
ton of money.
You could pay off student debt and pay off like $1 billion in the U.S. debt.
I mean, honestly,
every year.
It should be taxed anyway. Regardless of what it's used for, it should be taxed. Even if it's like not a huge tax. I'd say the same thing as how they do current like income tax. Like if you have $5 million in the stock market,
Well, I thought of
then
it as
you get taxed
gambling.
a little bit more.
Like, they tax you in gambling, and people all the time are like, oh, I don't know about putting your money in the stock market. It's like
Yeah.
gambling. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
if you think about it like gambling is taxed, okay?
Bro, they tax you on the lottery.
Right.
Like,
if you win,
the
half that
lottery-
money's gone
Yeah. Like,
by default. Like, if there's, let's just say there's 50 million in the pot at the moment, you're losing out most likely on about 25 of that million.
Yeah, you're taking home maximum 30 mil.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And that's max. Not that 30 million's a lot, and that people that win the lottery are usually just fucking idiots that don't know how to spend their money.
Yeah, that just waste all their money.
Yeah. But, like, brother, it's still, like, to make the argument that, oh, well, they, you know, stock market's like gambling, so they shouldn't tax it. No, they should tax it because it is like gambling, if that's the case. Which it's not, because there's loopholes in the stock market to make it not gambling. And there's also safe ways if you're just a regular civilian to put your money in the stock market, and profit off of it very easily. You make a portfolio for the stock market. You put $500. Let's say you put $100 every month into that portfolio, and all that money goes to the top 500 Fortune companies. And what that means is it goes to, like, Walt Disney, to a company that you know isn't going downward in the next 10 years, right? And I don't know what the math is, but I did listen to some entrepreneurs. I listened to this one guy. He's really, like, his language is, like, out there. Like, he says fuck in front of, like, college professors and stuff.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, and he goes, you put $100 into the stock market for the next 5 years. In the next 15 years, that shit is going to be worth millions. And the reason for this is because the stock market sometimes doubles and triples. Or it will certainly double, but it can also, like, triple or something like that. If you do that. And it's the smart way to do it. And if you're not putting your money... If you're leaving your money in your bank account, you are making a living wrong. Because money only goes up by inflation. So do something with your money, okay? If it's to have fun, it's to have fun. But if you want to become rich, learn the stock market. Learn it. Take the time out of your day on the free time, I promise you. I personally started learning the stock market. Pretty interesting. It can be difficult. Once I figure it out, I'll let you know. Maybe I'll make a fucking video on it.
I was about to say, it can be difficult. All of it's pretty difficult.
It can be. It's not really. I mean, like I said, if you really want to just start out, which what I'm doing, I'm not like an entrepreneur. So what I do, and I'm just a regular civilian, but I still put my money into a portfolio on a stock market. Like Cash App has it built in to its app nowadays. It has the stock market built in. And you can do your portfolio through there, which I'm actually going to do because and transfer all that over to Cash App because I really like that better. And again, I'm talking out of my ass, right? I'm not a professional at this. I've just started like 3 months ago. Because
yeah, go hit Wall Street up.
You're not hitting Wall Street up, you fuck. But you're being smart with your money. That's the whole point of this. It's about wanting to do better and being more smart with your money to set yourself up for your future. Because if I'm quite real with you, they're gonna take Social Security away. Once you, before I hit 60, definitely before I hit 60. And when I go to plan to retire, they're going to take that essential way of being safe at the end of your lifetime and being able to fucking, like, make money and live at a old age. Which fucking is ridiculous, but it's a whole nother topic, I guess. So, I think it's smart to just put money in the stock market and try to gain off of inflation instead of lose off of inflation. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but fuck it.
Amen, brother.
Amen, butter. Again, anyway. Jesus. We started with Putin there. Holy fuck. We ended up there.
Yeah, bro, I mean, that's what happens.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because there was something else ugh, Jesus Christ. There was something else I wanted to keep going on, but I honestly can't remember what that something else was. My brain's not working today, Dakota. Oh my God, nor is my voice. Dude, work. Oh, you wanna know what?
Sounds
Something
like
I've been
we're
doing
having
actually.
fun out here.
I've been getting healthier, Dakota. You know,
Oh yeah.
I've switched to water. Water only, indeed. It is painful, let me tell you. I've been dying for something sugary that's gonna kill me in the next 10 years.
Welcome to the world.
Yeah, to the world, yeah, because America is so healthy.
Hey man, that's what you do, bro. You just drink water and then you occasionally drink something that is you know, like a sugary, not good for you drink.
Dude, I find it fascinating how people like Christian can down 2 bags of Doritos, fucking eat a whole pizza, and then
Yeah, bro.
be as like a twig.
Because he has a working metabolism.
No, you can't tell me he does not do cocaine or heroin.
He has a working
That dude,
metabolism.
that
Listen,
dude has
okay,
been shooting heroin for the past 10 years.
This is all I'm gonna say. Christian looks like, if you look at him, you'd be like, wow, he's skinny. Like, I bet he, you know, is a relatively healthy person. I bet his insides are fucked. I bet he got all sorts of things medically wrong with him, bro.
Fuck, man. Like, bro, I'm telling you, there's like no way. Because the only people that I know that are that skinny but eat so much are the people that shoot heroin constantly. Or, like, their metabolism is just that strong. And I don't know if it's the latter. I'm gonna be quite real with you. I need to hit up Devin. So I want him on an episode too. Because Devin is such a fucking character as a person. I love it. Devin is the one character that if we had anybody from Walmart, like if you were like, okay, you have to do a podcast with one of these people, who are you doing it with? I'm probably doing it with Devin. Devin is such a character and also has good stories. Good storyteller too. I can't wait to have him on because I know I'm gonna have him on. I don't know if I'm gonna have Christian on. It all depends if he takes 10 minutes out of his day to stop getting his dick sucked to actually get on the podcast.
Bro, let's just have a giant group call of everyone that worked at fucking... everyone that worked there.
I would love to, but you see, the thing is, there's some people that won't do that because they're actually bitches. I found out that Aaron
You got a
hated
name
me.
in mind there, buddy?
Oh no, I found out Aaron hated me.
Found out? What's
Yeah. I found out through a source that I will not name.
Source, huh?
Yeah.
Why? What?
Actually, you know, I guess I can tell. It was Devin. I asked Devin. I was like, I was like, bro, I'm like, just on the low, tell me who hated me, because one person had to hate me, and he goes, Aaron definitely hated you, and I was like, yeah, I figured. I was like, it had to be one of. I was like, it's either Matt or Aaron that hated my ass.
I don't know. I mean, Aaron never said anything.
Dude, Aaron was one of those people that wouldn't tell you directly. He would just tell other people.
Bro, Matt, I know for a fact, just did not give a shit about anyone there.
Yeah, no. The only person
Which, I don't blame him.
he gave a shit about was Aaron, I'm pretty sure.
Well, they were already friends
Yeah.
when he started working.
I did talk to Matt a couple months ago. I went in there to grab something real quick, and Matt was still there working there. I think Thomas and Matt are the only two people that are working there now. And Mason.
Bro, I can't imagine Thomas not working there.
I guess Sapphire wants to go back to working there.
That's how far you've gone when you want to go back to working at Wallace.
I only learned that because they were talking about it in the little group chat that we have the other day. It was me, Sharad, and Christian that are in there. Oh, Jester's in there too. And they were Sharad, Dev, and Christian were talking the other day about like apparently like Sapphire wanted to go back or some shit, and I was like, damn, bro, imagine. Couldn't be me. Lol. By the way, what happened to us being losers because we worked at Walmart? You remember that shit?
Yeah.
Fucking amazing. Anyway, I think we
Bro, she said that when she worked at Walmart.
well, I know. That's what makes that even more ironic. Because we were all working there still, including her. And that's the best part. I can't wait to have that fucking podcast episode, dude. Dev wants to know when, like, we're gonna actually plan that, though. We need to create a date. I'm assuming a weekend is when everybody else is gonna be available for that.
Create a date.
Okay. I don't know. What are you doing next weekend?
Nothing that I'm aware of.
Okay. So what about like Saturday? Sunday? Either of the two.
Saturday should be fine.
Okay, so Saturday.
Sunday should also be fine, as long as I know what time.
Saturday afternoon, because Christian and Dev work nights. So probably have to be in the afternoons is when they're gonna get up. Probably like around 4 is when they'll get up. I don't know if you'll be on around 4.
I'll be on at 4 on a Saturday.
Okay. So I'll text them, like, what do you guys think about Saturday at 4? And then talk to them afterwards, like, or go from there. And it might change, it might not. I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated. Anyways, thank you guys for watching the Boys Experience podcast. We are on YouTube, Spotify, anywhere that you can get a podcast episode up. It's probably on there. Make sure you guys go check us out on our other platforms. We really do appreciate it. We're sorry for the long break that we took. I needed the break because we get to talk about how I got hacked in the next episode. Because I didn't get to talk about that either. And how I lost everything. So, we'll talk about that in the next episode. I plan to have 2 episodes out this week coming up for you guys. So, make sure you guys keep an eye out for that. Again, we appreciate your guys' support. And we'll talk to you guys in the next one.